Well, how the tables have turned. Your Dallas Cowboys handled their business on Christmas Eve and handed the Philadelphia Eagles their second loss of the 2022 season. It certainly was one of their biggest rivalries of the year, and they ended up with a big-time win. 40-34 behind key takeaways down the stretch. The Cowboys moved to 11-4 and are just 2 games remaining in the regular season, first of which coming in just 3 days. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's take a look back. I'm Kyle Yeomans here on Cowboys Flashback as the Cowboys take down the Eagles in Week 16. And ultimately, after a strong start on the opening drive, Dak Prescott was faced with a little bit of adversity. He tossed another costly pick six, leaving the Cowboys fans frustrated early on. However, he bounced back in a big way, completing 27 of his 35 passes for 346 yards and 3 touchdowns. But Dak knew he had to take accountability after the pick, and he stated that in the post-game press conference.
Let's start with the interception.
Perfect. Where you get that coat from? How about that?
Same place.
Same place?
Yeah, Tom, Gentleman's Playbook.
Well, you brought it up. Just talk about what happened in the interception, and did you go, here we go again?
Yeah, I was chasing him down. I go, is this really happening? Yeah, I mean, that one just, looking, I mean, you got to look right at myself. Obviously, I got to go look at it. Long guy, big, obviously tall arms, and guess I just misjudged his length. And yeah, I mean, he made a great catch, and I don't know if he's had an easier interception in return than that one. But as I said, I was chasing him down. I'm like, is this happening again? Oh, well, boom, you score. Let me get back on the field, and let's just get this thing back rolling. No ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Talk about your mental toughness, but just not blink and go back, and how do you do that? What's that about?
I mean, that comes from, I guess, a kid. I mean, when you're a younger brother, you get beat up and you take a lot of losses, and the only way to keep going is by responding and showing that whatever happened last play really doesn't matter. It's all about the next play, and that's who I am. Obviously, we've got Chad, a great mental coach who talks about just staying neutral, the good, the bad, whatever it is, thinking about the next, controlling the next, and that's all you can really do. So that's a great example right there. Obviously, throw interception, put the team down 10-0 to start the game off, and just understand I can't change that. Thinking about that won't change that. Now I just got to move forward one play at a time and be my best.
We'll talk about dominating the competition. Dak is now 27-6 against the NFC East and 8-3 versus the Eagles. His 27 wins are the second most divisional wins by a quarterback. He only trails the GOAT, Tom Brady. On the receiving end of several of those touchdown passes was CeeDee Lamb, once again solidifying his spot as wide receiver 1, where he was nearly perfect on Saturday, hauling in 10 of his 11 targets for his 4th 100-yard game of the season. He now has a career-best 8 touchdowns this year, thanks to his second 2-touchdown performance of the season.
I'm excited. I'm excited as hell. I'm not even going to lie to you. Great way to battle us as a team. And, man, we always overcome adversity throughout this whole season. Resilient group. And, man, I appreciate each and every one of them.
To that end, what do you think of how Dak bounced back from the early interception, the pick six, and then from that point forward, he was pretty
locked
spot
in.
on?
Yeah, as an offense as a whole, we understand the only one that can stop us is us. I feel like we say that week in and week out. Understanding the playmakers and the potential we have to be great as a collective unit can be matched.
How does the team build resiliency for it to kind of show out game in game?
I mean, obviously we don't want the adversity, but I mean, in all reality, this is the NFL. And understanding that God's going to give us their best shot and vice versa, we got to match their energy. So just understanding that resilient, we're going to always lean on it, but that, I mean, we're trying to win.
And just by the way, those 2 touchdowns from CeeDee Lamb tied him with the great Michael Irvin for the 3rd most receiving touchdowns by a Cowboys player in the first 47 games of an NFL career. The 1-2 punch was a knockout once again for the Cowboys, because when we come back on Cowboys Flashback, we'll hit the ground running with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, and later in the show, I'll share my play of the game.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, presented by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and by Reliant, an NRG company. This segment is brought to you by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Is anybody getting tired of feeding Ezekiel Elliott? No? Well, that's good, because it seems like he's been living in the end zone and eating a lot this season. Zeke scored his 11th touchdown of the year, marking his 8th straight week with a rushing score. That is currently the longest streak in the NFL this year, and he joins Emmitt Smith as the only players in Cowboys history to rush for a score in 8 straight games.
Zeke, Merry Christmas, and did you think it was going to take 40 points to win this game?
I didn't know how many it would take, but whatever it takes, we're going to go out there and get the job done. Just felt good to bounce back from last week and get a big win against a good divisional opponent.
Can you talk about the atmosphere in this locker room after that game? Because that was a huge victory.
You can just tell the confidence is at all-time high. And that game took every single guy that stepped on the field. And when every man's number was called, they stepped up and made the play.
Could you talk about adversity? Because, again, you guys overcame some adversity. You're down 10 points, but you brought yourself back into it, and it was going back and forth and back and forth. There's a holiday treat, basically.
We spotted them 10 points. We can't really be doing that a lot. I'd say today we made it hard on ourselves a lot. But like you said, the adversity, we prevailed through that adversity. Even though we put ourselves in bad spots, that we still made the plays to get us out of there. And I'm so proud of this team, and I'm ready to keep moving forward.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
See, you guys fall down by 10 twice, and then you have a 7-point deficit down at the beginning of the fourth quarter. What does that say about your guys' offense, able to take all those punches, keep on coming back?
The mantra of the year, resilience, man. We got a resilient team. Like you said, we were down 10 a couple times. A couple times we were, third and the one T.Y. caught was, third and 30. We were in some tough spots, but, we stayed poised and we went out there and made the plays.
You think back to last Sunday, the feeling coming off that field, having this feeling 6 days later. How can you put that into perspective?
Definitely polar opposites, but we still got to get in the film room. We got to figure out what went well, what didn't, and, we got to get back to work.
Zeke is one of just 3 players in the NFL since 2015 to accomplish a streak of that magnitude. He's also crossed the 800-yard mark. Both he and fellow running back Tony Pollard become just the 3rd duo in Cowboys history to reach 800 yards in the same season. The last guys to do that, Calvin Hill and Walt Garrison in 1969. Well, the defense has spent much of the season carrying the team, but lately this banged-up unit has struggled in a couple different parts. But a couple key turnovers made all the difference against the Philadelphia Eagles. After the break, I'll tell you which player stood out in the secondary when we return on Cowboys Flashback.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
When our very own Haley Sutton sat down with Jaron Kearse, the safety, last week on 1st and 10, he was a little bit frustrated about that loss to Jacksonville. So much so that he locked in and did what any good leader would do. He put the team on his back. Following the win against Philadelphia, Haley caught up with Jaron again, and this time he was a little bit happier.
Jaron, when we spoke earlier in the week, you were clearly still frustrated about that Jacksonville game. Now that this one's out of the way, how are you feeling?
I feel good that we won, but I don't feel like we played our style of defense. We took the ball away, which is a big plus, but it's a lot of small things we let go on through that game that we shouldn't have let go on. One thing we don't do in this defense is give up wide open touchdowns, and we did tonight. So that's something that we have to get in and correct. But it's a lot of good that came from it, and some bad that came from it. So even though we won, and we're going to enjoy it because it's hard to win in this league, we have some things to correct because we gave up 27 points. That's too much, especially in playoff football.
I like that accountability, though. That's the second time we've spoken, and you've had some accountability with it. Regarding your performance, though, you talk about being an impact player. You get that interception, you get a fumble return, both of which were returned for points. What was your mentality going into this one that allowed you to kind of be successful on that side?
I was just talking to them earlier, and I've been battling a lot of injuries this year, just playing through them. So when I came in the locker room today, I just felt different. And I prayed when I walked on the field, and it's all God. It's all God. I just felt different. So all glory to God. It didn't feel like my normal game. It didn't feel like my normal self, and all I can attribute that to is God. So, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I was in those specific positions to make those plays, and I just give all glory to God.
Can you talk about being that leader on the field and off the field, being able to set that example for these guys, knowing that maybe it wasn't the best performance, but you're still finding ways to make an impact?
It's just, that's just what we preach around here. Just be resilient. When things get tough, you have to get tougher. So that was my approach all day. We came out and we give up a big play. They get 3 points. Go back. Offense goes on the field. Pick six. We're down 10-0, just like that. It really for me just came down to, a gut check. It's early in the ball game. I feel like I'm one of the best in the business, and all I told myself was, the best in the business make plays in these type of situations. So, when the opportunity presented itself, it was just like I said, there for the taking, and glory to God that I was able to make those plays.
24 hours to celebrate this one, but even shorter, I feel like, with the Tennessee game on the road. What do you take from today's win and that short time of celebration as you get ready for another big challenge in Tennessee?
It's a big one. It's a big one. Like you said, we have 24 hours to celebrate it. Go home, be with your family, watch some more football, do whatever you want to do to celebrate it. But just know, come Monday, we have to get back into it. We get to celebrate Christmas tomorrow with our family, our loved ones. Give more glory to God, and just be ready on Monday. Some guys like myself, I'm diving into it tonight. Wake up tomorrow, enjoy Christmas, open some gifts, and then my family still got to understand this is how I feed everybody. So we can open gifts, and then I got to get back to work. So that's just how I'm moving about it. We're getting closer and closer to playoff football. And this matchup on Thursday is going to be playoff football. That's a team that's trying to get in the playoffs, that's fighting. So, I know they're going to give us their best shot, and we got to be ready for it.
An early Christmas gift today, though.
Yes, thank you, Haley. Thank you, Haley.
Kurz helped contribute to 20 points off turnovers for the Dallas Cowboys, and another guy following in the footsteps of those before him. 2 words: fifth rounder. Rookie cornerback DaRon Bland is quickly becoming one of the most important members of the Dallas defense. He grabbed his team-leading 5th pick of the season against the Eagles, and he's the first rookie to get one in back-to-back games since 2018 when Leighton Vander Esch did it against the Eagles and again against the Falcons. Another member of the secondary who had a sneaky good game. Haley Sutton has a conversation with Nahshon Wright when we come back on Cowboys Flashback.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas defense recorded 4 takeaways in Saturday's win, the 3rd game this season with 4 or more. That's the best mark in the NFL, and with the team's 30 total takeaways this year, also leading the league. Nahshon Wright didn't have one of those turnovers. However, he did step up in a big way at the cornerback 2 slot. He led the team with 8 combined tackles, 6 of which were solo. He also had 2 pass deflections, a tackle for loss, and an interesting sense of style.
I am joined by Nahshon Wright. Nahshon, a huge victory for your Dallas Cowboys today. Just walk me through the emotions of that last defensive outing from you guys and what it took to put the Eagles out of this one.
Definitely. We preach in the game situations. So, we knew they had one timeout, so just trying to keep the ball in bounds and just stay composed through that whole little series, whatever the case may be, completion, incompletion, just kind of staying in the moment and ultimately getting the job done.
You had some impressive plays, to say the least, in this one. What was feeling good for you, especially when that cornerback spot was kind of up in the air throughout the week?
Just the older guys having confidence in me, coaches having confidence in me to go out there and do my job. And just me understanding that I can go out there and play just as good as anyone else. So that was it for me.
So how are you feeling now that it's over?
Great. Get to go home, celebrate Christmas with my family. So, yeah.
How good was this win really? Because I know a lot of the talk was, it doesn't matter as far as playoff and all that goes, but just how good was it to get this win against the team that you almost beat earlier in the season?
It's always great to get a win against a division opponent, rival, and then just knowing that we might have to see them again down the road. So just that confidence going into the playoffs or these next 2 games. So, yeah.
It's a short week, though. How do you take the energy of this game and apply it to that Thursday game next week?
We just need to reset, get back in the building, watch our tape, and just figure out what we need to do to get a win next week.
And real quick, walk me through this outfit, just real quick.
Just wanted to be comfortable. I knew I was going to come in to play, so nothing flashy, just come in and just handle business.
Nothing flashy, but we got our sunglasses on, we got our hood on, the jacket. Nashawn, great job today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Certainly a lot of good post-game outfits after this one. Of course, it was Christmas Eve, and one of the newest faces on the team gave the Cowboys the best gift of all. How the Ghost gave his defenders the Saturday scaries after our final timeout here on Cowboys Flashback.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, presented by Reliant, was brought to you by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Reliant, an NRG company. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
Snap back on 3rd and forever. Prescott steps up and heaves it. Hilton down the left sideline. Oh my gosh, he caught it at the 23-yard line. Holy cow. T.Y. Hilton. Wow.
Undoubtedly the play of the game for the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott and the offense facing 3rd down and 30 with time winding down and the team trailing. We remember back to how Dak told us last week he wasn't going to stop playing aggressive, and also remember back to when T.Y. Hilton told us the Eagles better not leave him unmarked. Well, welcome to Dallas, T.Y. His first catch as a Cowboy set up the game-tying CeeDee Lamb score and ultimately kept Dallas in the game down the stretch.
T.Y., can you just talk about the mindset heading into that 3rd and 30? What was going through your mind making that catch?
They called my personnel, and I was running, and Slay was kind of, looking, eyes in the backfield, and I was like, man, if Dak give me it, and then the ball just took off, and I'm like, well, here we go. And that's what I do, man. I just make plays. That's what I'm here for. Continue to make plays, continue to guide those guys and help them as much as I can. And, when I get out there, just show that I'm still here.
In that moment, how gratifying to be able to make such a huge play, especially at that point in the game.
Oh, it was huge. We needed a spark. We needed a play. We was trading in the wrong direction. It was 3rd and 30. So, for me to make that play, it kind of sparked us and got us going.
CD said in the last 2 weeks since you've been here, you've slowed the game down for him a lot. What have you been talking to these young guys about?
I was just teaching them, man. Everything, through my 10, going on 11 years, everything that I learned, I'm just trying to coach those guys up and teach them, the things that, that helped me, along the way. So, I'm just helping them, man. And it showed out there. And I kind of told them this week, on the corner route, aim a little higher. It's hard to make that catch than easy to come back down. And, when he made it, he came back and said, thank you, man, I appreciate it. So, yeah.
Have you got many 30-30s?
Nah, not many.
What are you thinking when you line up there on 30? You don't get all this. Are you expecting to convert that?
It was all go. So, Schley kind of had his eyes in the backfield. I got even with him. He still was so I just hit the gas and ran past him.
Jerry talked after the game about how putting that catch on tape can make defenses have to think about a whole nother element. Can you talk about being able to provide that?
I told y'all all week, if you just go stand there and try to get in my face or just stand there, I get up on you, you go stay there, then you crazy. I'm going to run past you. That's exactly what happened.
Safe to say those 10-hour study sessions have paid off for the 4-time Pro Bowler T.Y. Hilton. So Merry Christmas, Cowboys fan. America's team takes down the city of brotherly love 40-34, but it's time to put away the Philly cheesesteaks. That 24-hour rule is over and done with. A short week already underway as the Cowboys get ready to face the Tennessee Titans up on Thursday Night Football. Stay with us on DallasCowboys.com as we count down to kickoff. Until then, thanks for watching Cowboys Flashback. I'm Kyle Yeomans. We'll see you next week.